Let's get back into a busy night in the NBA with our good friend from NBA Today, Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick, we're going to start with this. The turmoil in Miami last night. How seriously should we take that?
Very serious. And it's not because of, Spoelstra and Haslam and Butler getting into it the way that they did. It's the fact that Eric Spoelstra had to address Jimmy that way. We're at the part of the season where this part of time, you're supposed to be hitting your peak, especially if you consider yourself a title contender team. And if the fact that Eric Spoelstra had to approach Jimmy that way, we should take it very seriously.
Wow, so Perk, I've been thinking that this might be a good thing for them, but you do not see this as being something productive at this point of the season.
Well, it can be. It could go either way, but it's still disturbing that you have a group of veterans and you have a guy in Jimmy Butler who's supposed to be your go-to guy, and you have to do that in order for him to challenge a shot at this part of the season, knowing that you need to be playing your best basketball. That's the only concern I have with it.
All right, while the Heat and the Nets were losing, the Celtics, the team you won a championship with, won again. They are killing teams. 23-4, Perk. They were so lousy earlier. We were trying to figure out what was going on. What do you think is the primary difference or differences between early in the season and now?
It's one person that I'm looking at, and that's Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is finally playing with tenacity. Jason Tatum is finally playing aggressive. Jason Tatum is not settling for those sidestep three-pointers. He's actually attacking and getting downhill. Jason Tatum is actually showing some emotion. We see the kiss of death now. We never saw that from Jason Tatum before. And now all of a sudden, guess what? You see your best player doing that, and all of a sudden you see other guys start to follow, whether that's Marcus Smart, Al Horford, Rob Williams. It's just a different energy, and the tone was set by Jason Tatum.
Perk, every day I say before the show, I don't want to talk about the Lakers. We're not going to talk about the Lakers, but we're going to talk about them a little bit. Yeah, I know you're in the same boat as I am on this. The Lakers haven't won two straight games in 75 days. But Shaq said on his podcast, if the Lakers get to the 8th spot, they're going to beat the Suns. I love Shaq. I think this is insane. Perk, what do you think of that viewpoint?
Well, listen to this. My grandmother used to say when somebody say something that they really don't mean or they don't really what they really don't mean, she used to say, God bless their heart. They don't know no better, baby. And that's how I feel about Shaq right now, okay? Listen, for the simple fact, I don't even think the Lakers believe what Shaq is saying. Look, like, the Lakers are in a must-win situation. Every single game matters. And LeBron James sat out last night. So with LeBron James sitting out, that should show the world how the Lakers feel about this season.
We're going to get you out of here on this, and I'm going to preface it by saying it's about Zion's dunk. And I appreciate the fact that as big as you are, there is no chance on earth that you could put the ball between your legs and stay up in the air long enough to dunk. So we accept that, you and I. That's impossible.
Right.
But what did you think? What did you think when you saw what he posted? When you saw what he did, what was your reaction to that?
That was his form of communication. You know why? Because we haven't heard from Zion Williamson. Like, to say this guy was the #1 pick, the face of the franchise for the New Orleans Pelicans, we haven't heard a word. We hear from Willie Green, we hear from David Griffin, but we haven't heard from Zion Williamson. So to me, that was a form of communication to show the world and say, hey, I'm ready. I'm not on the same page as the organization. That's what I got from it. I mean, it was like, where did this come from? We heard that you couldn't even put weight, that you were away from weight-bearing contact, that you was gradually getting up into playing one-on-ones.
So Wilbon and I disagree on this. Where we disagree. I think that he hates New Orleans, and this is his way of saying, I'm out of here. Who wants me?
You know what? I'm right there with you. Because, look, When the organization and your franchise player is not on the same page, it shows. And like they said earlier today, a report came out that they didn't approve of Zion even doing that dunk. Like he's not supposed to even be doing that. So for him to go to his social media and do it on his own is showing that it's a disconnect right there. It's some form of disconnect.
Thank you.
And I don't think he wants to be there.
I don't either. Wilbon's out alone on this one. Thank you, Kendrick.
I've been
Thanks for
crushed.
that.
You and Perk have just crushed me. My goodness. Perk, thank you, brother. Appreciate
Good.
having you, man. You know that.
It's good. Good. Good.
Thank y'all
good.
for having me all the time, legends. I appreciate it.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.